Let's fuck shit up.
There's no F words.
Why not Fuller?
You said what?
No F words on my set.
No F word.
Yeah.
What is F word? Fuck, I be what?
Why no Fuller?
Malo, you got over.
What you say? My brain is light. My brain is light.
It's a bit.
What be this?
You tell her pop off.
What be this?
Can we start this?
You don't tell her for pop off.
She should bring them.
That's a small now.
Madam Lovely, sorry, please bring.
You don't ready? You don't start the record.
That one you brought for them. That's finished. not even one.
Thank you. I like that answer. Can we start, please?
I don't want to sound somehow. If you win a trophy, you probably have deserved to win it. But I don't know how I would have felt, especially for Nigeria's coefficient, to have a Bakiliki
out there
representing us on the continent.
If you are thinking Remo went to Kano Pillars and they are playing one wardrobe, you think Obasa will not lie down?
It's so sad that some clubs wait for the government to fuel their car so that they can go to training. They can move around.
But I'm a governor of that state will look at that thing. I will not say one B.
Come on.
Because it's an eyesore. Define your relationship in football term.
My relationship in football term. How do I place in this? My relationship. I would say offside.
Wow. All right, Mr. Quadri, welcome to the podcast. It's nice meeting you and bringing you on the podcast.
Wow.
Thank you. Nice.
We don't deserve greeting. Familiarity.
This is the first time he's a fan of the league. This is the first time on our show.
Is that a guy thing? That a guy will greet a guy that I'm meeting for the first time and leave the other guys. I don't know that.
I'm meeting for the first time.
No, that's what I'm saying. So you only greet the people that you only shake the people that you meet for the first time.
We've been here for the past 1 hour.
Did we shake?
Now I swear that you swear for you now.
When Quadri came, did he shake all of us? Yes or no? Yes. But on set, you shook him and you left us hanging. It's fine. Let's go on.
Where are we going to?
Go on with the show.
Alright guys, welcome to the NPFL Tori Podcast. It's good to be back actually, 2 weeks after our first shoot.
Technically not first shoot, but yeah.
Yeah, not first shoot technically, but we're here. So I saw there's this trend, I think it was Mayowa that shared it on the group, where you have to define your relationship in football terms.
Oh.
Was you Abi?
Yeah, no, it was
Jamu. So I was thinking, okay, so if I ask Felix to define his relationship in football terms,
Felix,
what are you going to define it as?
In football terms, Arsenal did not go trophyless. They won the Community Shield.
Which Arsenal? In which year?
What season?
They did not go trophyless. Now that's almost there. They no beats for Community Shield.
What year?
Arsenal went trophyless.
Oh, they went trophyless. Yes. Okay, Arsenal. Because I'm single.
Why do you have to use Arsenal in this setting?
I think you don't even get the
Football term.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Is Arsenal not the football
for
term?
somebody like you, it is unattached.
Free transfer.
You don't get club, then you're unattached. You don't get club.
There's nobody that
you don't play for anybody. Nobody will sign you.
So I don't know about unattached. Because I can be attached any moment
Or lobby stars.
that I want. Okay. Let's go on with the show. I go tinker.
Yeah, Mr. Quadri,
There should
define
be something.
your relationship.
Unattached does not define me. Nah.
Define your relationship in football term.
My relationship in football term.
Long-term contracts.
How do I place in this? My relationship. I would say offside.
Wow.
Wow. That one shocked me. My leg shake. Offside kick.
Offside is a VAR check.
VAR check. Yes.
There's VAR check.
There's that VAR check.
But we don't know what
But we don't know is it conclusive angle?
Complicated.
No,
Mine, I think is I'll describe my in football terms is okay. We are in a. Let me just say, advanced stage of conversation, like a transfer.
Negotiation.
Yeah, advanced
Mbwemo.
stage. Not in Buemo. In Buemo, they've not agreed fees.
Okay.
For me, we've agreed fees, but it's just for the owner to release the fund. So we're at advanced stage. It's just to put pen on paper.
So the negotiation is in advanced stage.
Yes.
Wow.
It's just
That one, like, just to sign now. You know,
it's just to
everything's
prepare
already
paper.
settled.
Yeah.
Players agreed to wages. The clubs have
Yes.
agreed to the fees.
Wow.
every party
it's sorted.
Every party
Just for player to come and do medical and sign.
Even medicals has been passed. You've tested the papers. The player is fit, very fit. The player is very fit.
That's interesting.
All the parties can attest that yes, this is a fine footballer.
All the
He's
parties
fit,
can-
no failure. The only thing remaining is just to put
But
pen on
yeah,
paper.
Esa. People like you are.
Gordon Odibo leaving Shooting Stars after one season scoring 1 goal.
What's the situation?
Contract has expired.
Contract expired.
Oh, your contract has expired. No.
Don't expire.
Are you waiting for call?
I'm not sure. Just this
Are you
time,
going
he
to
go
call?
retire. Now retirement
Are you
next.
going to call?
Now retirement next.
You're not
Retirement,
you're not
why?
going to call.
You are still in a peak period.
Oh, more times 10. Back to my own. My situation. Complicated. Maybe my situation. That's why I don't know the football them that would fit.
I think for your own situation, your football times is like you are not attached. But anybody that needs sets,
Like Chesney to
yes, like to Barcelona, you are not attached. but-
Those loans that MSL teams do, like when they are on break and they send Lampard to come and play for what do they call those kind of loans?
short-term loan.
Okay, maybe short-term loan is my
maybe expertise.
not
You know, those free agents that can always join any club.
really short before they move to maybe short-term
Your
loan.
life don't spoil.
You can repair it. It's not,
So my offside is actually
Leading to goal.
it's not, this one is not going to lead to goal. It's not going to lead to.
okay, I have to check it out.
It's not going to lead to goal. You know, so there is one part where signed, ratified, done deal, and there is other part where I'm just offside.
They play for two teams.
You get
Wow.
They
it.
play for two teams.
Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham.
Timmy, don't watch this podcast.
I think that is just like a multi-club ownership.
You get
Multi-club ownership. Now Marinakis.
you
Marinakis.
get that.
Remember we talk NPFL.
That's some beyond limits monsters
But not the same Mona. Not the same Mona.
on paper.
But the same stadium, the same training ground,
The same compound.
the same compound, the same building, the same promotes from A to B to play there, but it's not the same owner.
Not the same CAC.
Not the same seats.
All right. When I was watching the FIFA Club World Cup game, the new rule, 8 seconds rule for goalkeepers. So it happened to Mamelodi Sundowns goalkeeper.
Rowan Williams.
So the first thing that came to my mind was NPFL goalkeepers go here and next season if they implement that rule in the NPFL, because the final that we saw yesterday, Kora United Abakaliki, the goalkeeper at I think about 10th minute or so, he held the ball and just fell to the ground, just like that,
10 minutes.
inside
Into
10
the game.
minutes.
Yeah.
Into the game.
Into the game.
Quara or the
Abakaliki goalkeeper.
The
So-
penalty shooter.
Yeah. So for that, I think the first time I saw that was actually the match between Real Madrid and Al Hilal when I think Bruno, it wasn't like that. Yes,
Bruno, yeah,
yeah.
Bruno.
He caught the ball, and I think it was around 89 minutes when it was after Valverde missed the PK,
Penalty.
Oh, okay.
missed the penalty, and he was just trying to delay. He was just trying to delay time, and the referee just signal
8 seconds.
8 seconds, you missed it, and corner kick. And it was so lucky that corner kick
Didn't lead to a goal.
So what that means now is that you have to be wary of.
So if you implement it to our goalkeepers that usually take a whole lot of time holding the ball, trying to slow, like time wasting tactics that we call it in this part of the country, how will it affect our game next season?
So I think in the early parts it's going to affect a couple of teams, but then I think people would adjust.
Now, the thing about football is very peculiar is that most of our football fans, even in bracket administrators, do not have football knowledge. So in a case where a corner kick is awarded to the opponent that has scored through that corner kick, let's say in the 90 plus 22nd minute, and they will say, oh, what should all this for?
Except if the goal is going to go in, the first instance that it happens in an NPFL game. But if I want to bet and I want to believe that two NPFL teams, say Ikorodu and Kwara United are playing in London, and the referee does that 8-second count and gives a corner kick against Kwara United, and they play it and they survive. The next time the keeper catches the ball and goes to the ground, the fans from the stands, they will shout at their own goalkeeper. Dideo, Marco Bawao. They will shout at him and he would react and he would stand up and play. I feel like the rule is not necessarily to punish. Even in this Club World Cup, it has not been used a lot. They've been a few times here and there, like the Al Hilal game, the Mamelodi Sundowns game. But those are just two. They've played around 40-something games in this tournament so far. So it is also like in the Premier League last season when they were giving yellow cards for kicking the ball away. At the start of the season, it was almost every week, people were, second half of the season, the players understood that if you do it, you get carded. The referees understood that the players have adjusted, they reduced what they were giving cards. So I think the players would adjust. But there would be the stupid ones that will still try to do it, or maybe they would forget because it's in their blood.
I don't think it's about adjustment. For me, I think it's about if the referees are not implementing it, players will get away with it.
Yeah, but we are saying the referees are implementing it. How would it affect the players?
The thing is this: to get consistency from referees is something that is hard. We shouldn't forget that there's a law in place already in football. I think that was like, it's 6 seconds or what that you play indirect free kick.
Yeah.
But
that was too extreme. I think that's why
goalkeepers get away with it. Whether it's too extreme or not, the laws are the laws. So for me, I think if the referees are consistent with, like Felix said, yes, they'll make adjustments. But for me, I'm more interested
in the referees doing it consistently
and in the knowledge of the football fans.
And one thing I would like to know, one thing I would like to also know is, when does the referee start counting? Is it immediately the goalkeeper catches the ball, or when he catches and stand over, you see that this is deliberate time wasting?
Well, I think immediately you hold the ball. I think we have something like that in basketball.
Yeah, as soon as you get the ball.
Is that not a burden on the referees? Every time the goalkeeper catches the ball, you start to count. Some players would wait. You do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. They throw the ball.
Well,
the next time they catch the ball,
that's where the work of I think the fifth official comes in. It might not really be a referee, the center referee doing it every time. It might be
I would prefer if the referee does not count on the pitch. Somebody just tells him in his ears.
So to me, I will look at it from a technological angle. What is prompting the ref? Is the wrist? Is the watch? Is the timer telling the ref it's 8 seconds?
They could actually do that. But we can't actually have that in the NPFL.
I don't want the players to know.
We don't do that in the NPFL.
You are widening the scope because you are looking at it from the word angle.
We can't all of that in the NPFL.
Yeah, so we can have it to the fourth official. He's doing the count.
That's why I said the fourth official. Yeah.
They have their.
So for me, I'm looking at if it is implemented in the NPFL, I want to know how the players will go about it, how the referees will go about it, and also the acceptance of the fans. Because if you are giving it, if you are not consistent with it, we all know how fans can be. Like you don't even need 8 seconds for the referee.
You're right. Something happened during the FA Cup final on Saturday, where I was seated. The offside goal scored by Alalade. It was over my head. Somebody threw the bottled water, and you had to get. Thank God there was the security agency had to come from the VIP stand down to where we were seated. And what happened? Somebody was clearly offside. People were agitated. They didn't go, and goal was scored. This was a clear offside goal. And you see, so many things were thrown on the field. Now you are now saying, okay, 8 minutes against for time goalkeeper. No matter how 8 seconds against goalkeeper corner kick, it leads to goal. Pandemonium, my brother.
Especially if the home side of the team suffering that.
And just imagine something like that
if the game is not covered.
So let me put out a cheeky question. Which goalkeeper hypothetically do you think would suffer the most
in such situation?
that situation? Yeah.
So I don't know if
all the goalkeepers. So
I
There's no
don't know that
sense.
if you talk about NPFL, guys are still, let's say, like not fully professional, semi-professional, but you go down the league, let's say NNL.
I'm not sure they would implement it.
No, they won't try to implement
Because
it.
those
I think in NPFL, I think
But in the
all
NPFL,
goalkeepers will be a victim.
Might not be all goalkeepers, because I know in Ikorodu City they try to do this fast break when I know is in between sticks. James is a culprit. I think he's got 4 yellow cards from last season.
For time wasting.
But I'm also looking at maybe Bremo Stars. I don't think their goalkeeper really.
Basa.
You have any experience of
Guys-
Basa wasting time?
Guys, what you saw
I think
from
it depends on
what you saw from
situation.
Abakaliki on Saturday was actually how they, what they do during, what they, their tactics when the last time they came to Lagos against Sporting Lagos. It was just,
And they got a point.
they got a point, and that's just the tactics. Most NPF and NLL team, once they score first, forget it. It's just
Everybody will be a victim. Imagine if you are thinking Remo Star. Remo went away to Kano Pillars and they are playing 1-1 draw. You think Obasa will not lie down?
these guys will do this thing.
Let's talk about Bakali KFC in the finals of the 2025 President's FA Cup. Kwara United, first trophy in 40 years. I think this season is a season of firsts. From Europe down to Nigeria. Remo Stars first trophy. Abia Warriors first time on the continent. Kwara United first trophy.
Rivers United will not have it.
What about the guys?
Passenger, sorry.
The guys in Champions League, the CAF Champions League, I think.
Yeah, Abia Warriors.
Pyramids.
The guys who won.
Pyramids.
The guy who won.
Pyramids.
Dude, they won the Champions League.
Yeah, first time also.
Yeah, first time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, first time as well.
So
So it's a first everywhere, and Kwara United also got the party.
Yeah,
they caught the
good
vibe.
one for them. Very good one for Kwara United, especially if you consider. I was listening to their coach, Sonny, on Friday for the press conference, and he was like a man that is determined. He said he has lost finals of the Federations Cup as a player, playing for Kwara United. He has lost, like maybe not once, but maybe like twice. So he really said he still wants to go for it on Saturday. So for me, for them to get the honors of being champions of the Federations Cup, I think it's a very good one for them. For a club like that, over the years, 40-something years, not to have won anything, I think it's very good one for them. And for them to do it against Abakaliki FC in their own game. Because I probably got to that
They were
final.
playing for penalties.
Yeah, they were playing for penalties. Yeah.
That's how they tried a bit to play football.
They got to that final based on penalty shootouts. Yeah, because out of maybe 5 knockout games,
They four about
2
four.
was then what was regulation time, the other were penalty. So when they got to that penalty, you feel like the confidence is high. Like we've done it before, we can do it again. So for Kwara United,
And the funny thing was,
I
Kwara
even look like it was
United
going
lost
to
their
their-
first penalty kick.
Favor.
so I think it was a good one for them. I'm happy for the far people. Sorry, the Lorry people. Very good one for them.
Or win the far. What got me happier was I don't know that I would have been. I don't want to sound somehow. If you win a trophy, you probably have deserved to win it. But I don't know how I would have felt, especially for Nigeria's coefficient, to have a Bakiliki
out there.
representing us on the continent. Not like Kwara United would do.
That's flawed formation.
Yeah, I don't not like Kwara United would do much better. But I don't know that I want a team that relegated from Nigeria's second tier to be carrying our flag on the continent. I don't know that I would have loved that to happen. I don't know. But again, like Mayowa said, it might be flawed because if you get to a final beating 4 NPFL sides, you probably deserve to win it. But at the back of my mind, I was just looking at our CAF coefficient. Kwara United will not be seeded. But I'll put my money
But even
more on
Abakaliki
Kwara
will be
United than
worse.
Abakaliki.
Whether
I'll
it's
put my
worse or
money
not,
more.
all of them are coming out with the same results. We've had the
Kwara United might
Remo
face somebody
Stars.
like them in the first round. They might be lucky.
No, they won't.
The draws might just
because
give them
first team,
one,
they will not play in their own ground, most likely.
Yeah, they won't play in the
Playing
line.
Bolaji Johnson Arena. Kwara people will come out.
Or maybe
regardless, I think regardless of who have won on Saturday, it will also be the same result. I'll be surprised if Kwara United scale the first order in the qualifying process. I'll be surprised. So for me, I don't think about that. I think even Remo Stars have been very consistent in the league, but when they get to the continent, we all know how it
So
is.
maybe-
so
maybe-
regardless of who qualified, I don't think our chance, especially among those two. Maybe if another club, maybe it's a Rivers United playing the final, and maybe it's even Rangers last season, the Fallen. Yes, Eimba even is Confederations Cup, not Champions League.
For me, for the FA for the presidential FA Cup, I think it was like a movie. I don't know if the atmosphere. Like,
yeah,
it was colorful.
Yeah, the atmosphere was great actually.
As in,
both set of fans came out epic.
And I don't know where the jersey came out from. The guys from
the yellow,
the guy from
yellow color.
They mentioned it now. We had the Quadri United Emo on one of our shows, and he was saying that they were going to give them jerseys so that the place would be colorful. They had the advantage.
Well, Bakaliki too in the elite also showed the green.
Yeah. The guys came out in mass, and if you check that section of the stadium where they occupied,
it was all yellow.
It was all yellow, and
somebody said to Stekong Foundation charity game would have been proud of that fans.
Yeah, because
that's why you've not won something in 40 something years. Everybody will come out and express it.
And I don't know if there is Kwara community in Lagos. Yes. They came out in mass.
You have like 4 generations there.
Yeah.
People that have not experienced they came out. Their children will come and experience it for the first time.
And today we saw their parade.
Oh, that big.
It was going on.
So come to that parade. Why is it so hard to get the little things very right in the NPFL? I think we saw Remo Stars. Of course, we know Remo Stars is way above almost every other club in the country when it comes to a lot of things. Yeah. But I mean, it's not that hard, is it?
It is hard.
It's not hard.
It is hard.
I would not.
Why is it hard?
Okay, why is it hard?
Why is it hard?
Yes.
It is hard when there is no repercussion. It is hard when there is no, like, a postmortem. It is hard when
how was this done? Who approved for this first?
You think Remo Stars will do that thing? Shoname will not call them.
Would that even have happened in Lagos?
Well, you never can tell.
Ikoyi City would not do that. So why I said it's not hard, but looking at what my wife said now, I think maybe it's hard. But why I said it's not hard is there are other variations, there are other options. There is the option of using your team bus, the normal team bus, and players are waving from the window and it's moving. That looks better than that thing. There is the option of, I don't know what they call this truck, this sort of trucks that see all these brands when they are doing their road walk. That you have people that will be dancing, they will put speaker that has 4 sides open or something like, but you see something that some bigger this thing. You could have used that and use your branding of your club around that. There is, let's say roadshow is not a must.
Exhibition.
You can come to the stadium. Ewasi Stadium.
You get it, yeah?
Come, let's celebrate this trophy win in our stadium. That's why I say it's don't be must to do parade. Go and carry Bongola, tipper.
It's not tipper. It's trailer.
And you know the funny part, when they take this trailer, they don't take trailer that looks fine. If you are going to
in that regard, you have to I class or I rank Aqua United. Their trailer was ready.
Yes, and I was calling. It was colorful. They branded it to their color to a bit. Even if it was still rubbish. This one I was looking. The front brown, some side black. And my wife was saying something important when he showed me the video. He said, "These guys have booze in their hand. Imagine somebody on another level. Hey, push. The other person just fall. Trailer. Roll over somebody's leg. Because there was nothing protecting those guys from that trailer. I know they are moving at a very slow speed. And the chances of that happening is low. But you will not take the chances of, like, disaster happening totally. So I don't know how our teams, especially in a season and after, is it 1 month, the Remo Stars did their own. And everybody was raving. Initially, the talk was, we don't have that open roof
bus in Nigeria.
Somebody has brought open roof bus.
Go and hire it.
Brand it.
It's an eyesore. And what makes it more painful was, so you were dragging trophy
Yes.
on the football on this.
Yeah.
No, let's
So wait, you were dragging it as if you want to do something better. So honestly, there's nothing that costs them. Whenever Remo Stars got their own, if you don't have, transport it down to Kwara.
Exactly.
Whether they borrowed it, whether you rent it, you can rent it. It doesn't
You always
cost
rent
anything.
it. Don't own it.
Just drive it down. You're a government club. It's small
So
money for you.
what I saw, what pans out was like, I number one, I wasn't expecting it to happen so soon. I just got to Twitter this morning and I saw our parade will happen 12 noon. It's moving from so place to Tanke to this to that and all of that. So who does that? Like, fine, you've won. Probably you put those things in place thinking you're going to win. Yeah, now you've won. What they did today shows that they didn't plan for the parade.
If they had planned, it would be the same thing. Honestly. If they had planned,
You're overrating their ability to plan well.
if they had planned, it would be the same thing.
But those guys that put those things together, especially that guy that went to receive the
And the
trophy.
thing is this, like I said, because there's no repercussion. I'm not a governor, but I'm a governor of that state who look at that thing. I will not say, Wambi,
Come on.
one win, Lord. Because it's an eyesore. In the year of the Lord 2025, we are doing that kind of thing.
I'm trying to remember the name of that particular trailer, because is it lorry or trailer? Because I saw the back, like I think it's more or less like they use it to tow,
You put container on top.
Exactly, because there is this part where they hung the what's it called, the tail end of that
That's why you carry now. Carry container on top.
Yeah, because it's just it dragged us like 20 years back.
Okay.
No, they drag themselves back.
We are in 2025. Let's
We are sticking with Remo Stars.
They drag themselves back.
And then go back.
And then go back.
let's talk about the future. And
Atlan will not do it.
They will not win it. They will not win
they
it.
can't even get to the finals from the NNL.
Even your elder brother did one and went to the market.
Atland. Which of the Atland?
Relegated Atlant.
Enyimba, your brother.
That is waiting for.
You were going to say
That is
something.
waiting for Kun Khalifa's ticket
Enyimba
again.
did. Your elder brother did and went to the market.
Talking about Atlant, like you said, they're waiting for Kun Khalifa to get the ticket. And
That's rumor. I'm rumor.
talking about NNL, Kun Khalifa are in the promotion playoff, and they'll be hoping to actually get that ticket just in case they will sell it to Heartland at the end of the day. But then we have Warri Wolves,
Those are rumors. Rumor.
Crown
Atlan will show interest.
Crown FC, Ashton United, Kun Khalifa. In the north, we have
Delta
some
Stars.
NPFL big names
Wiki Tourist.
looking to come back, Wiki Tourist and all that. I don't know, but I really do feel like Warri Wolves have the more advantage actually in the southern teams. It's as if they're playing at home, with the playoff playing in Nasaba, they're down in Nasaba. And in the north, I really do feel Doma and Wiki Tourist will come back to the NPFL.
Yep, because Felix just last season, they were only relegated for one season, and now they are in that
position.
Who made the choice of Asaba as the spot for the Western Conference playoff?
No, it's
for the whole team.
For the team.
The whole 8 teams.
The whole promotion playoff is played in a particular place.
Last year it was Enugu.
Yes. So that decision was made.
It was not made before. It was made after.
It was made after,
and it is Nigeria. So if you are trying to think maybe
that's like advantage.
No, it doesn't. I don't think it's advantage. We were here in the NWFS Super 8. It was hosted in Ikene, and Remo Stars did not win. So sometimes home advantage doesn't count. It's what you can do
if you have quality.
And I think the league organizer tried to I won't use the word "hawk" this competition, because state needs to show interest.
We always hawk it.
The state
Maybe
needs
you
to
should say that showed interest.
yes, now, because everything has been coming down to Lagos. The FA Cup has been back to back in Lagos, and Lagos just another one is coming up soon again. So Lagos will just
Nene surprised Lagos. Only come will bleed.
maybe if when Teslim is when
Which,
the team is back, then they take more
Maybe when we have a
competition.
sports loving
But-
governor.
Talking about stadium, the NPFL released a statement. When you mentioned Teslim, I was like, let me check for that statement. They were saying here it is. Stadium infrastructure requirement for 2025-2026 NPFL season. We bring you the compliments of the board, management and staff of the Nigerian Premier Football League. As you approach the new season, we would like to remind you of the importance of ensuring your stadium infrastructure meets the required standards. Specifically, we emphasize the need for standard LED floodlights, backup generator electricity. These facilities and other grade A infrastructure criteria must be in place and fully functional before our routine stadium inspection. Failure to meet these requirements may affect your club's usage of your primary home ground in the upcoming season.
I wanted to ask when I saw this statement, is this how they send it out?
Yes.
In every
season.
No, I'm not saying in the NPFL, every league. Or in other climes, they just look at only the person that their stadium is not playing and they say this is what you have to do to get it up.
Now,
or they send it to everybody
in
like
other
this.
climes, everybody's stadium is up to standard.
No, I think I don't know, but I think every league has a standard
Their own peculiarity.
For their,
So
because I remember.
they remind the teams every year.
No, I remember when Luton gained promotion to the NPFL.
They told them
they have to upgrade the
that's what I'm
standard.
saying.
Yeah.
If
So
they
I
see
think-
that your stadium cannot
Meet the standards of the league.
Is it when they will send you the mail or naturally every
they don't send the
Yeah,
podcast.
they send it.
No, it can't be naturally because if we're going outside of the country now, looking at some stadiums in the Premier League, for example, there's no way they'll be sending mail to
Man United,
the Emirates or the Old Trafford or Stamford Bridge
They
to
can only say that
repair
it's just,
floodlights or repair your grass
or-
and make sure these things are put into standard. But then in the NPFL here, it's every season. We see this every season. That's where you see
Yes.
National United pack broom and start sweeping their stadium in Lafia. They'll say they're renovating it. One place they'll say they're relaying grass.
I think that's the norms in
For
there.
how long will we keep doing this? Why can't we just have standard infrastructure in the NPFL? And the funny thing is, the NPL came out saying, well, if you don't meet the standards, you cannot play on this ground. But I assure you that even those stadiums that don't meet the standard,
But what
We'll
can they
see games.
do? The league will not hold if they have to stick by standards. The league will not hold.
They add VL to the standard this time around.
Yeah, I'm trying to ask that because our guy said they are
Yeah,
NPFL. So why is VR not standard? But for
the
me,
VR will be on the NPL, not on the
for me,
clubs.
when will we have standard pitches in the NPFL? I think it is when maybe at a point in time when we have 20 private teams in the NPFL, or at a time when all the participating clubs in the NPFL have a sports loving governor. Because most
You
of
can
these
have a sport-loving governor and the people that he puts there.
they are not sports loving enough. When we are, there was the time we had sports loving governor in this country, and that was the peak period in the early 2000s. Peter Odili at Rivers State. That's where you have Dolphins getting to Conference Cup final. All this Eyimba. After that, we don't have sports loving governor. Maybe the closest person to them was
sports
Becca.
loving governor is the sport that tag sports loving governor is
Well,
tied to success that it's in.
No, because it ties to the kind of funding they were getting, and the man was interested in it.
Well, you can also say the former governor of Edo State, President
Yeah.
Insurance. Well, Sheyi
Where should I
Makinde of Shooting Stars as well.
Please.
Sheyi Makinde.
Please.
Well,
Sheyi what?
it brought them back to the NPFL, and they've been in the NPFL all the while.
They have the
And-
same.
You renovated the stadium as well.
For their grass, I think everything else.
It
except for
needs,
their grass.
needs water. Olumi.
Okay. Aqua washing guy.
Aquashinga.
So I think that is the because honestly, look at the center of excellence, and we have only one functioning stadium.
And it's
And functioning stadiums and don't get lights.
Center of excellence.
no, there is light. There is no.
There is no light.
Even the
scoreboard.
functioning ones are not
There's
completed
no
ones.
lights when you're watching the game on TV. There's shadows.
Even the functioning one is uncompleted one.
Yeah, we
So,
asked.
so that's why I said maybe when we have, because we got what Remo Stars had because of the
So
private thing,
this memo that the NPL sends out now,
they will receive more guard.
we should just say it's just.
They released it last season. And
They
we
did
also-
every season.
And we saw what the world class stadium at Umaya.
The farmland.
The world-class one at Mayowa. So they release it every year, and
Business
some
as
clubs
usual.
will do patch. If they have
Get
name,
approval.
get approval. If you don't have name like that, they will banish you to 1 or 2 places. So I think it's a norms for Indian PFL.
Do we even ask ourselves if these guys even go for this inspection?
Well, they do, and they really see what they want to see.
Okay, I want to believe they do, because I don't know the way.
That's a very good question.
Do they do this thing?
That's a very good question.
It's beyond sending. It's not sending circulars.
Clubs that have been promoted.
You
for
just
their refs to go and check.
You just
I think they'll just pick one journalist.
you get.
Be our delegates. Go and people from that place too. Journalists.
Please let me snap the picture. Let me snap
The people from the
snap
picture of the journalists where to snap. I want to report.
And it is snap.
And let me not say journalists. My colleagues, don't be.
No, so
but they can just
all
find
the journalists, they tell us many thanks to our sport. I beg.
So you just
that was nuts.
Well, I really do feel like you said, the NPL need to keep to the standard. Now, if you cannot meet up to that standard, then you do not have business playing in the NPFL.
So they probably will not have a league. Because if we are doing standard,
we'll have a league.
we'll probably have 3-4 teams.
We'll probably
that
not
meet
have
standard.
20 teams in the
We'll
NPFL.
probably have 3 to 4. If we are going to keep to standard, best practices or anything
At least something close to practice.
anything near. We'll have a league 2-3 in a league. There will be no league.
yes.
So they have to bend, they have to cut corners, they have to bend. And once you bend for A, people will say, this thing you are bending for A for, I have it. I just don't have this other one. Since you have bent
For A,
you go bend this my own too. You are not bending 2 things.
That's
A third person
CD.
will come with,
we do their own.
that's how you have.
And that's how you bend till you get to Z.
And again, we ask people. We talk about we want the best from the league or from the clubs and all of that. Oftentimes I ask myself, what as a fan. Okay, I support shooting, I support sporting, I support
Being you support shooting.
No, I'm just saying that I support. Okay,
We're in an any budget.
I wear an jersey because my team is in NNL.
Which team is that? Sporting Lagos.
Sporting Lagos.
Oh wow.
So
Let's go sporting.
let's go. So
Let's go.
and I ask people, okay, how do you contribute towards uplifting your club if you are so passionate? Some people cannot pay 500 naira to go into the stadium and watch football.
It's still the football ecosystem.
You see, and you want the best. Again, how do club generate fund? You cannot always wait for the government to pump in money. There are some basic things you need to do. It's so sad that some clubs wait for the government to fuel their car so that they can go to training. They can you can move around. Like 100% dependency on the government. There are some little things the club should be able to
And that is one of the things that pains me most about our government teams. You are working in a place where most times 95% of the time nobody is asking you for a return. You are not like the chairman or the marketing officer or the GM of Remo Stars that maybe they will say your target this year, I know that we are going to spend say 300-500 million, but your target is to make like 100 million this season. You don't have those kind of targets. You are free, and you have a government club. It is, I don't want to say it's easy to sell, but using the government power, you can walk into like places, businesses, and tell them.
Well, it might not be as easy as that at the same time, but I really do feel like our clubs administrators do not really think outside the box. They don't think outside the box. That's why we're actually where we are. If we're going to bring the GM of Rangers into picture now, he's just been there for how many years? About 2 years.
Yeah.
But there's a huge difference with Rangers, especially business-wise. You can say that's someone who understands sports business, understands, okay, Rangers is not just a club of the government, it's a package of its own, it's a brand of its own, and we can actually get a lot of things from it. So it takes a a different person to understand that kind of knowledge and be able to work towards it.
Which brings me to the point of, in as much as I want to excuse the government, I think they also play a part in this. Because I'll ask, who is the government appointing to manage this club? Are you rewarding people
for getting into office?
power, or you are rewarding people because they know
So if Felix become governor, I mean, no give you job.
Maybe no give me job.
You know,
If you give me job now, if you give me job, baby, say if now this kind of job you give me, you know, say I get that.
you go deliver.
Don't be like saying now only me you get for in life. You get people, maybe you need want to
If you
do
go
some,
give him brother now,
maybe you need some
brother
ministry,
for we
a
support
ministry for
Atlas.
some debauchery. You get people if you appoint.
All right, guys, this is where we'll wrap this episode of the podcast. It's been a very long discourse
wrap this
of
up.
the NPFL. Well, we had a new person, a debutant of the podcast as well, a fan of Aimba on loan because Sporting Lagos is in the NNL. And they will
He has
be,
not said he's a fan, just like the jersey.
oh, you really like the jersey?
You only gone.
You want them to
I'm a sporting.
Lagos
One
fan.
Sporting fans will say
what if fans they quick vessel? They go quick vessel.
No.
Manga issue.
No.
Well, it looks like a different person from.
Until they change your phone text, your back.
Alright, guys, thank you so much, and thank you to our host also, Yakuyo, for having us. You can always check us on our social media handles at NPFL Tori Podcast, and of course our cap-headed producer Mikolo. See you next episode.